What's up, YouTube? It's Tariq back here with another video, and today I'm here with another installment of Road to the Pros. I filmed my first ever Road to the Pros episode in 2017. We're in 2023, about 6 years since that first episode. And if you've noticed, I am literally wearing, by chance, the exact same clothes as I was wearing in that first episode. I noticed it, and I was like, might as well go film another episode of Road to the Pros because we've done a lot of things since that first episode. Number one, I'm a content creator now. I have 20,000 followers almost on TikTok. I do NBA TikTok videos, basketball TikTok videos. I just had a video hit 3.5 million views. 3.5 million views, it's crazy. But this is Road to the Pros, not Road to TikTok. TikTok didn't even exist when I made my last video. If you're a time traveler, it's Musical.ly. Becomes TikTok, I guess you would know that. Now, I guess the cringe still exists within my YouTube videos. Now, you might be asking, are you in the NBA? No. Are you playing professional basketball? We'll get to that. Did you make it to college basketball? Well, let's go on a little journey. Road to the Pros. What happened? Well, I did go to college. I got a college basketball scholarship to a school in Nebraska, the middle of nowhere. I'm from Virginia. I went 18 hours away. I had a few offers out of high school. My senior year wasn't the greatest. It actually wasn't bad. My junior year AAU was pretty good. My sophomore year was really, really good. My junior year, again, I maintained production. I maintained production. I got better. In my senior year of high school, it was good, production-wise. I had some really good games. I did some good things. I didn't play AAU that year. I played one game because I didn't need to. And I talked around to coaches, and obviously I didn't have a big D1 frame. I didn't have a big D1 push. Nothing about me screamed Division I. I had a very minuscule Division I interest for my upside in terms of how I shoot the ball and my basketball IQ. But I had no support system besides my dad to kind of help me out with that. In my high school career, I wasn't putting up 20 points per game. So I put up about 9. And I played with a lot of really, really, really good players. And I played with like 7 to 8 guys that all ended up making the all-district team at one point or another within that year or the next year after that. So a very talented group of guys. We were 18 deep that year. The coach and kind of what his system was, and for me as a player, I wasn't the focal point. And our focal point was a little selfish point guard that ended up doing nothing with basketball. So, I don't care about that because I had my good memories in high school. I had some good stories from my freshman year to my senior year with my different coaches that I had, including my coach my senior year. So, we all had good, it's all good. It's nothing, we don't dwell on those moments. Like, hey, was my high school career what I wanted it to be? Not necessarily, but it was good enough. I was the only 4-year player from my high school. At my senior awards banquet, our coach gave out awards, and he gave me a few nice awards. He gave me some nice speeches. So it's not all negative stuff to look back on. I got playing time when I did the most that I could do with it. I started some games. We're not talking about high school, though. This is Road to the Pros. I just want to get you guys caught up if you weren't aware of my story from that point on. And I could just give you the whole rumblings. I got cut twice in middle school. When I went to high school, I went to my first open gym. The coach literally told me this later on. He said, look, I didn't think you were ever going to make the team here. In 4 years, I didn't think you were ever going to make the team. Obviously, I did a lot of work from point A to point B from about July, August of that year to November when tryouts came, and I made the team my freshman year. And I was the only player in the 2019 graduating class in my high school, Chancellor High School, to play on the basketball team for 4 consecutive years. I was a team captain for 2 of those years in high school. I was a letter winner. I lettered in football. I lettered in basketball. I lettered in DECA. I lettered academically. I was known for wearing jerseys a lot in high school, and I made my way to college as we go. As I said, I went to a school in Nebraska, and I got a scholarship. Sorry, the frame is broke, but here was the scholarship that I was awarded. It is my athlete scholarship for basketball, and I got this. This was my best scholarship offer that I got, and I felt the greatest connection with the coaches, talking back and forth throughout my recruiting process. And I went on a visit to Nebraska, enjoyed it, And that's where I spent the last 3.5 years. I graduated early and I'm back home. Now, what did I do in those 3.5 years? Well, I played college basketball. Now, when you go to play college basketball, it is a very, very intimidating thing. I started off and I was at the bottom of the food chain. I was from out of state. I was a guy who, though I was recruited, I wasn't a priority recruit by any means, which I learned out later. A lot of the stuff that I brought to the program, my value, was off the court at first. And I made the most of it. But I went from being a guy who I didn't even have a practice jersey. I was in practice. I got limited reps. I was pretty much a redshirt. I got very, very minuscule reps my freshman year. They had a developmental team, and I wasn't getting hardly any reps. The way the system was maybe a time for another video, and kind of how college basketball really works, the small college levels, and how grimy it really could be. But I ended up earning my way to a practice jersey, and I ended up working my way that year into some game time, and I scored some baskets, and I had some nice plays. And I really made my impact on even the varsity team, where I got to sit on the bench and travel with the team. So I really did a lot that year. My sophomore year was the COVID year. So COVID hit at the end of my freshman year in college. So like March of my freshman year in college. So our season was already finished. I already done that. I was actually getting ready to go on spring break. We never went back. So cut that out. So yeah, my sophomore year was really, really bad. I didn't play at all. Not a single minute. The second half of our year got canceled. The big games we did have, we had 6. I didn't even get a chance to play. I never have off-the-court troubles, but I had some off-the-court troubles this year. Nothing bad, but I learned the hard way that sometimes when you try to stand up for what's right, when you're a part of a minority group of people that other people do not like, people in power can take a disliking to that, and if they have more money and power than you, they can try to shoot you down and threaten you, and that's kind of what happened to me. Luckily, I was able to, defeat the lambasting that I was getting, an unfair lambasting by people that were very nasty to me and very nasty to my own existence. They don't even believe I exist as a human. Again, not going to get into that in this video, but I overcame all of that. And again, I was really tight with the program still, though my personal playing career wasn't going that great. I also got hurt. I got sick. I got really, really sick with COVID twice, and my second sickness actually sent me home from Nebraska back to Virginia. My junior year was last year, not this past year, the season before, and it kind of started off very similar to my freshman year, except like I had a practice jersey, I was practicing, and I felt like I was going to play some good minutes, and I ended up not playing much the first semester. I also had torn my meniscus the first semester and had a really bad big toe infection. But I came back from that in the second semester. I really earned my way into some playing time, into some shots, into some important games. To me, they're important games, and I really finished on a high note in our end of the year exit meetings. I had some really good talks with the coaches, and again, I'm still as in tight as the program as ever, and with the coaching staff, and really felt like a welcome part, and I really felt like my basketball on the court was starting to match the off the court value I was bringing to the program. And then our head coach got fired, and then our assistant coach, the GA, he left, got a new job, a better job, being a head assistant coach in his home state of Iowa. So I was kind of left alone in terms of coaching, except for one of our assistant coaches who stayed. I'm really close with him, so luckily him staying kind of gave me a little bit of assurance, like, okay, like things are going to be all right. And in that time, I made, because of my academic success, I made the decision to graduate early the next year, knowing I would only have a half a year to play basketball. And in my mind, it was like this: I could use my senior exception and finish out the year and play. And I also have more eligibility left to go elsewhere, finish it out here to get a master's degree and play. If, new coach comes in and we gel and I'm a part of the program's future. Well, the new coach came in and we did gel, but because, again, being out of state when he got hired and kind of how things went when a new coach is brought in, it was hard to work your way when you come back for the preseason into an already established system that you kind of weren't a part of. I didn't really get much opportunity in my other 2 years, 3 years playing. really only 2 years wasn't playing. One was a freshman, one was a junior. So even though we did get along really, really well, and he really did like me, like what I brought to the table, it was kind of hard for him to warrant giving me, maybe more opportunity or less opportunity, because I don't think he really knew what he might have had. And I also never really got a chance to show. And like I said, I'm not a freak physical specimen, but the timing wasn't right, truthfully. I really feel like had he got there even a year earlier, I really could have done some great things on the court for the program. But, the timing, I was kind of on my way out. And when I realized like I might not have gotten that great of an opportunity to play, like I'm just not in the future plans, and there might be guys at my position that are just going to play more than me, just kind of I'm going to graduate anyway. So that's it. And kind of finish what you started. So my last few games, the coaches were, kind enough to give me an opportunity to play and see what I could do in meaningful minutes. And I would say I really excelled. We won both those games. And I scored 11 points my last college game. I was 4 for 5 shooting. And I think it really showed all the work I put in, that I might not have been seeing the on-the-court action at first, but I started to see it in that smaller sample size. But it was like when I was given time and meaningful minutes, finally from a coaching staff, it really, really showed like, oh, I'm not crazy. I am good. I am a capable college basketball player. And I knew I was, but I finally showed it to the world. And the coaches were really proud, and I was really proud, and my teammates were really proud. And then I graduated, went on my way, and I got a really good send-off. As I said, I got a really good send-off, and they gave me some shoes, some Paul George 5s. They're not in this box. And got a nice hat with our school logo on it. It says Hoops on the back. Nice card. And they gave me a jersey as a parting gift, because I was a senior, so they gave me my jersey. And as I said, like, me and the coaches, we really, really, really did get along really well. They gave me a lot of opportunities within the program, off the court. They gave me a lot of opportunities in the coaching realm as well, especially when I wasn't playing. And I'm talking about all 4 years, but especially this past year, and getting to dive into different things within basketball, off the court, but as well as on the court. Like I said, I got a really good on-the-court opportunity my last, 2 games, and I really made the most of those. And I think, maybe a little too late for me at Midland, but that's okay, because I have eligibility and I can go play elsewhere. And that's kind of where I'm at right now on this road to the pros. Sorry, it was kind of a long story, but that's kind of, we're catching up 5-6 years, guys, here on this YouTube channel. And that's kind of where I've been. So was road to the pros successful? Yes, I made it past high school basketball. I was the only player in the 2019 graduating class from Spotsylvania County to get a 4-year scholarship at an institution to play basketball. I was the only player. I am the only player that I know of that actually graduated playing college basketball from that same year as well. Because a few guys that go JUCO, but they kind of flamed out. I am the only player in my high school's history to score double-digit points in a basketball game that graduated from there. So I've done a lot of good things. Maybe they're small wins to you, but they're big wins to me. But, they're big wins to me. So that's kind of how that is. And now I'm back home. I'm trying to find somewhere to use my remaining eligibility and go play or potentially coach, depending on which works better. And then depending, again, on which route I end up taking, trying to my hand at overseas professional basketball. Got to put a little bit more weight on, but I know I can do it. There hasn't been an obstacle thrown on my way that I haven't been able to overcome. And as much as people could tell me that I'm not good enough, I'm not strong enough, I'm not fast enough, I'm not big enough, I'm not quick enough, I'm not good enough, I will prove that I am. And I've done this. I've done this already. I do this time and time again. And I always say, look, it might not always appear this way, but I'm an in-game player. When you put me in the game, see what's going to happen. My plus minus, look at that. Look at what I do on the defensive end. Look at what I do on the offensive end. Look at what I do shooting the ball. I'm an in-game player. I practice really hard. I bring a lot of intensity to practice. Shit, that's what gave me value for 4 years. They could have just told me to walk away, but I bring a lot of good energy and good IQ to the program. But yeah, like I always say, like, give me opportunities in games and I won't disappoint, and I haven't yet. So let me know what I do. But yeah, this concludes that episode of Road to the Pros. Hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you guys stay along for the ride. Follow me on TikTok at Always Balling every day. And stay tuned for my new rap album coming out, Don Profit, coming soon. How soon, I don't know. If you want to hear some of my music before you go check me out on this channel, Don Profit. So, see you later.